What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us once again. I am Michael, and this is Brad, and this is Wrestle-MaGiC Hot Topic. Alright, so for this episode of Hot Topic, we need you guys to first hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stick around for our three topics. Our three topics are what possible double turns could happen in this current roster, what are the best and worst entrance themes today, and let's see if we can predict the WrestleMania 34 card 6 months away. So if you want to skip to any of those, hit the links in the description to skip to them, or stick right here where we will be talking about the double turn possibilities. Now, there have only been 2 successful double turns in history at the current moment. There has been the less famous one, Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler. And it was the most famous one, Bret Hart and Steve Austin. Since then, many fans have always been speculating a double turn. Now we just need to figure out what. So he has a list of 3, and I have a list of 3 of possible double turns, and we'll go number 3, number 3, number 2, number 2, number 1, number 1. Right? So do you want to lead off for this one, or do you want to lead off for
I'll lead off for this one.
Alright, so for number 3 for yours.
I have Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor.
That's number 3? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Simply because, like, Demon King persona, that's, like, a heel thing. Which he's only using as babyface right now. And also he was in charge of Bullet Club for a while.
That is true.
So, I mean, come on.
I would love to see a Finn Balor. See, the thing with Kevin Owens, and this contradicts something I have to say later, is that it's really hard for me to think of him as a face. It's really hard, because he's a really entertaining heel.
But I would like to point out that in the 90s, most of our baby faces were just heels that didn't like the other heels.
Just turned up to 11.
Yeah.
Basically.
So,
yeah, understood.
So, like, you know, The Rock, jerk, even when he was face. Stone Cold Steve Austin, jerk, even when he was a face. Kevin Owens, jerk, even when he's a face.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, on the other hand, would probably be a completely different character. Balor Club would not be an all-inclusive, if you are a Finn Balor fan, you are a member of Balor Club. Balor Club would be Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Finn Balor, and maybe AJ if he was on Raw.
That's fair.
Or if all 3 of those other guys were on SmackDown.
That is very nice. So Kevin Owens and Finn Balor would be your number 3. My number 3 is Adrian Neville and Cedric Alexander. So now, okay, so let me preface this. Neville is an amazing heel.
Oh.
But if you've been watching closely at like 205 Live, which I know you haven't, and some of Cedric Alexander's spotlight matches on Raw, you see he's getting a little bit more of an aggressive side. It's kind of there, but it's kind of not, where he's aggressive and he looks like he legitimately wants to kill the guy.
Yeah.
So I see the seeds being planted there. I could see Cedric Alexander being an awesome heel and Neville being an awesome face and having him flop, especially if Cedric Alexander targets one body part, and after the match is over, he keeps targeting that body part and writes off Neville.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that, and I really...
So when Neville comes back, it's just a huge babyface pop. They'd have to rewrite his theme music, though. Because that's not babyface theme music.
They can give him the first one that he had.
That's true.
Your turn. Number 2.
My number 2 is Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe.
Ooh.
The reason being, while it is very difficult to imagine Samoa Joe showing weakness to any man,
yeah,
particularly with the feud that's going on right now, you brought up a good point, which is Roman could just literally attack Samoa Joe before the match even starts and cheat to win.
Oh, and if the goal here is to make sure Roman's a heel and anybody is the face, just have him attack him with a weapon and make it an internet darling.
Yeah, essentially. And, you know, just make him sound like you're going to get like a whole bunch of backlash from it, but it's viable because it's there,
Mm-hmm.
because they've done it before, which is where you have Roman act all high and mighty and uppity because, you know, he's handsome and he's got a whole bunch of muscles, and then you could just have him be super heelish and say that.
So basically have Roman the same that he has now with those heelish promos that he's on.
Mm-hmm. But basically just, you know, turn the jerk factor up to 11 so that even the women and children who adore him right now will go, oh wait a minute, he's a jerk now.
Yeah. And one thing that I've had, I had one weird dream about wrestling, and it was an episode of 205 Live, and it had some sort of Cruiserweight Battle Royal. All of a sudden you hear Roman Reigns' music hit, and he just destroys every single Cruiserweight, and he said, "This is my yard now."
That's a heel move.
I would have loved that.
That is a heel move.
That happens. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So you're number 2.
My number 2 is to keep it together, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
That's who your other guy was. So I was thinking about this, but I don't.
It's hard
other than being annoying, like Michael Cole annoying, I don't see Sami Zayn being an effective heel.
So this is how I feel you should do it. It's kind of similar. So Sami Zayn keeps losing. And
right.
He loses a lot.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, he's a jobber right now, pretty much.
Every match he has, there's a little bit more aggression to him.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more aggression. And Kevin Owens talks down to him. He said, "Yeah, you look at you. You beat me at Battleground a couple of years ago, but look at you now. I'm the champion, and you're sitting there, not doing anything. You're losing constantly."
Mm-hmm.
And Sami shows some fire to where Kevin Owens has a point. It's when the heel actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a match set up, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
And have Kevin Owens not cheat to win, not be cheating, but after Sami is like hitting him with like brutal strikes and stuff, have Kevin Owens hit him with a roll up and pin him like that, and then afterwards just have Sami lose it.
Yeah.
Just beat the crap out of him, hit him with a low blow, haluva kick after haluva kick after haluva kick.
Haluva kick into a chair, haluva kick through a table,
just
haluva kick off a ladder.
just many haluva kicks to Kevin Owens, and have some referees try to pull him back, have him hit a couple referees.
Unsuccessfully.
Yeah, hit a couple referees, have Sami Zayn show just this aggression, because there's like, you know, Kevin Owens is bigger than Sami, so people are like, how is Kevin Owens going to be destroyed by Sami? Well, when some people have unbridled rage, their size does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see Sami Zayn absolutely destroying Kevin Owens' heel turn complete, and Kevin Owens looks like the sympathetic babyface that won fairly.
Mm-hmm.
He still won in a kind of meh way, but he still won fairly. He didn't like pull the tights or nothing. It was he won fairly, and Sami couldn't accept it.
Mm-hmm.
He snapped. He was kind of like a Joker thing. Everything was right until one bad day, and he snapped.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I could see Sami Zayn heel turn happening on Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Your number 1.
Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss.
I really like that one.
Because Sasha's good heel, people already cheer Alexa Bliss way too much for her to be heel and me to be happy with it.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense to me that they would just go, you know what? Screw it. Sasha, you make more money as a heel, turn heel. Alexa, your merch is selling like crazy in your face.
I don't know if you heard Izzy, the girl who used to dress like Bayley at every NXT event.
Mm-hmm.
And she was Bayley's number 1 fan. Guess who she's dressing like now?
Alexa Bliss?
Yeah, she's dressing like Alexa Bliss.
Ooh. Ugh, that hurts. Ooh, that hurts.
That also shows you how bad Bayley's been.
Yeah.
Booked. And it was like on her Twitter or Instagram or something for Izzy. She posted a picture of her dressed as Alexa Bliss. So that shows how bad she's been handled.
And you know that all of the other like talent at WWE saw that and like, ooh, and we're just like, ooh, should we show our boss this?
Yeah.
And kind of just go, look what you're doing, stop what you're doing.
And my number one is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Not right away.
I know, not right
Tommaso
now.
Ciampa
Dear
needs to
God,
get
not right away.
as heel as he can. And Tommaso, I want him to do the John Cena thing, but I don't want him to end up like how John Cena did. So I want these two to fight so bad to have an I Quit match.
Mm-hmm.
And I want them to have 3 separate matches, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want them to have one at the big NXT TakeOver. I want them to have one at SummerSlam, and I want to have one at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 matches. And have the one at Mania be for a title or something, maybe.
All 3 of those are just entirely different environments, and I love it.
Exactly.
Because, like, at the NXT show, it's like, you've got people who know this feud.
So,
and then at SummerSlam, you've got this is your first introduction to their work together, if you're a casual fan. And then at WrestleMania, it's like the NXT fans are ever so slightly more invested, but everybody's just as invested as each other.
So this is how I would do the double turn in that order. So first, I would have it the first match at NXT TakeOver, and these two would be in a hard-boiled feud. And it would just be a straight-up one-on-one match for the first time. They're going back and forth to see who is the better fighter. And I would have Tommaso Ciampa go over on this one. But he would have gotten it just barely with a roll-up grabbing the tights.
Mm-hmm.
So that one. Second one, when they're both on the main roster and having feuded for a bit, they cross paths again.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have him have a match at SummerSlam. This time, a last man standing match.
Ooh.
So that way, it says, the last time we fought, you barely survived that. I'm going to beat you till you can't stand anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how much Johnny Gargano tries and he does not give up, Tommaso Ciampa knocks him down for the 10 count. After 3 different knees to the head.
Well.
And then, at Mania, Johnny Gargano says, you may have beaten me until I couldn't stand anymore. Well, it was just later on. Maybe they'll change to a brand or something. But I know one thing. I never give up. I never quit. I quit match for the last one. And they fight at Mania. And these two have a really hard-fought match. And Johnny Gargano gets Tommaso Ciampa to say, I quit. And then after the match, as Johnny Gargano celebrating, Tommaso Ciampa sticks out his hand to show respect to him, seeing how much he was wrong, that Johnny Gargano is a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And then they embrace and they hug for a minute, and then as they're celebrating, Johnny Gargano goes and kicks him right below the belt.
Yeah.
Similar to Jericho HBK at WrestleMania 19.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Gargano goes heel for saying, you've been doing this to me for so long, why should I care if you want to, you don't get a second chance. And Tommaso Ciampa trying to change his thoughts was rejected, so now the roles are reversed.
Right.
So there's that. And though I would really love to see these double turns happen, what are the likelihoods? Which one's the most likely of all of ours that we have? I say Sasha and Alexa.
Yeah.
I think that's the most likely.
Yeah, that's most likely. And if not a double turn, then Alexa's turning face at some point. I mean, she's valuable as a heel, but they can only keep her heel for so long.
Hang on, I'm just typing something in addition to I have a list of honorable mentions for our next topic, which
I
is
don't.
the best and worst entrance theme. So we can end something on a positive note. Let's start with the best, because I like talking about the worst. It's fun.
Yeah.
Alright, so for the best one, we'll go for number 3, and since you started the last one, I'll start this one. Number 3 for my best entrance themes is Sanity.
That's a good entrance.
It's a really good theme. It gets me pumped every time I hear it. I really love their theme. It gets me psyched for NXT and everything. You?
So, I ordered mine slightly differently. 3's at the bottom, 1's at the
Yeah.
top. Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor's theme fits both characters. Both his Demon King stuff and when he just comes out as the coolest man on the gosh darn planet. It fits both quite well.
Yes, it does.
And it's just so fun to listen to, and I'm so upset that nobody has written it out in Guitar Tab yet, so I can't play it yet.
Oh, that's sad. That's a shame.
Come on!
Alright, so number 2 for me is the Kanellises. I really like their theme.
I like it, but I don't like it that much, jeez.
I do. It fits the character perfectly, and it grows on you. It grows on you. I was like, at first when I heard it, I was like, what is this? When I rewatched Money in the Bank, okay, I could see the appeal of it. And now when it hit SmackDown, I was like, okay, I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. So that's my number 2. You?
My number 2 is Alexa Bliss.
She has a really good entrance.
I know. She's
in my honorable mentions.
She had a theme before that called Blissful.
Mm-hmm.
And Spiteful, which is her new theme, is just a remix of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a case of remix better than the original. And it's just, I'll tell you how fun it is to listen to. When I'm bored and I don't know what to listen to, it's my go-to.
Is it really?
Yeah, because just I'm bored. I want to listen to something, but...
Alexa Bliss, dang it.
It's Alexa Bliss themes.
Alright, so...
It's just fun. It's fun.
I see our number 1s are the same.
Yeah.
So, we'll say it in a minute, but I'm going to give my honorable mentions.
Go ahead, I might agree with
mentions,
you on these.
Bobby Roode.
Good.
Yeah, these are all good entrances that could have not made the top 3. Asuka.
She does have a good
She
theme.
gets me pumped up every time I hear it. Alexa Bliss was on your list. Hashtag DIY. Sad face. Too soon. The Revival.
Say yeah.
Yeah. We go hard.
All day, all night.
Austin Aries.
Yeah, Austin Aries is a pretty fun one.
We already talked about Finn Balor. The Club. I like the Club's entrance theme music. AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Paige.
It's growing on me.
Which one?
Paige's.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of half been preparing for it. I've been training myself to recognize her theme music so that one day on Raw or SmackDown when it starts playing,
up.
Yeah, it's like
you could pop out for it. You could pop.
But I haven't watched any of her matches yet.
And so we talked about current entrance themes, but I have one old one that it always gets me hyped up, and it's kind of like my guilty pleasure entrance theme.
Oh, that's the Alexa Bliss theme for me. It's the guilty pleasure theme.
For me, it's AJ Lee.
I haven't heard hers. We don't
can't play it because copyright thing, but it's the light it up, light it up.
I don't need you to sing it.
it gets stuck in my head after a while. And then number 1 is
Shinsuke Nakamura.
I was about to do a drum roll and everything.
Nope.
There's really no contest here.
No.
There isn't.
It is the catchiest and most fitting thing that CFO Money have done ever for the company.
Yes, it's absolutely great, and to think he almost had Bobby Roode's entrance theme.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have fit.
The scale that is used is very Japanese kind of scale. The violins fit. The theme itself oozes charisma, like the man. It's called The Rising Sun. Japan. Like,
we're talking about music, something that's very near and dear to you.
Yeah, it just works. Like, I can tell you when a song works for something, and as an entrance theme for Shinsuke Nakamura, The Rising Sun works.
Mm-hmm.
And also because it's super catchy, like, we saw it at Money in the Bank when Shinsuke showed back up. His music stopped. The fans didn't.
Yeah.
Took the fans a while to stop.
Alright, so here's our third topic, which is a very...
No. Worst themes.
Oh, worst themes. I forgot about that. Alright, never mind. Rephrase. Alright, so the worst themes. Yeah, I'm still going first with this one. Number 3 worst. Hype Bros.
I haven't heard theirs yet, honestly.
If you watched Smackdown this week for a split second, you heard it. And it gives me a headache. Oh my lord, I absolutely hate it. I do.
Well, my third is Luke Harper, on the sole fact that because there are still a lot of really good themes, this one just kinda is to me. Because it fits the character, sure. But outside of that, do you get super hyped when it starts playing?
Not really.
Exactly.
I can.
If you played Luke Harper's theme for anybody who doesn't watch wrestling, it's like, does this get you hyped? I'm like, no. What are you talking about?
It makes me want to do a slow headbang.
Yeah.
So there's that. Number 2, so that way I don't get the obvious one, is Roman Reigns. To me, he's technically number 1 because he has the Shield thing and he hasn't bothered to change it. But
Vince hasn't bothered to change it.
The only reason he's number 2 is for secrecy's sake.
My number 2 is Eric Rowan. For similar reasons as Luke Harper, except the
banjo.
banjo. The banjo, like, still somehow doesn't fit, and also it gets me even less hyped. But that might be a fault of who it's attached to.
Yeah. He's not the most energetic man.
No. But like he's still doing some interesting stuff with that mask of his, which I like, which is fine. But like the entrance theme could use some work.
And number 1 for me, Liv Morgan. Okay, girl. You need to stop with the yo crap. Because literally, halfway through her theme music, kid you not, it goes, yo. In a really high-pitched, annoying voice. And I absolutely hate it. That's my least favorite thing about NXT is if she's ever on there. And Liv Morgan's a talented performer. I really like her. Hate her entrance theme.
Oh, don't worry. Like, with the way that a lot of NXT...
Honorable mentions for this, Carmella.
Yeah, Carmella's just...
And Natalia.
I don't mind hers.
I don't mind it, but it makes me think too much of Brett, and Brett, she is not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was their goal, and like
sadly,
I've seen people say every time Natalia's theme starts playing, I'm like, oh, holy crap, Bret Hart's here. I was like, oh, it's Natalia.
Yeah.
But my number 1 is Roman Reigns for reasons that are easily covered. But the way Naomi's theme was changed, Alexa Bliss's theme was changed, so I mean, hers could improve over time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Alright, so that was our best and worst entrance themes. What do you think are the best and worst entrance themes? Answers in the comments, please. So now we are here at the WrestleMania 34 card. So now how we're going to start this is...
Carefully.
Alright, so this is how we're going to do this. We're going to say our Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner. Then we are going to list each championship match. I'll say a championship match, and you give what you have for that. And then any other matches that are not championship matches, we'll announce. That will be before Universal and WWE Championship.
Mm-hmm. I only have 2 non-championship matches right now.
I have 6.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I stuck to my 11.
You stuck to 11. I have 15.
Michael wants to
16, actually.
Michael wants WrestleMania to take place on 2 consecutive days.
Yep. Alright, so this is how it... Okay, so... Alright, so... First, Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner. Who do you got?
Drew McIntyre.
Oh, man. You make me want to change mine so bad. I had Ty Dillinger.
My reason is...
I had Ty
Vince
Dillinger.
probably still likes Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
He liked him when he was first working for the company, probably still likes him now. So, if he's not going to be in a championship match, the very least they can do is make him win Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
I like that.
And then promptly start booking him like Baron Corbin.
I like that.
I mean, not like his character, but as strongly as they were booking him after the...
Oh, dang it, man. I forgot Kurt Angle on here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's too many people. Actually, I think aside from Brock Lesnar,
would you rather have a super deep roster or SmackDown be a Raw recap show? Super deep roster. I'll answer that for you.
Hang on, I'm changing mine before I say something. Okay, hang on.
As for other people from NXT, in regards to the Battle Royal,
yeah.
Cassius Ohno, Hideo Itami, Bobby Roode, just have them show up at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
For the love of all that is good and holy. Set up a Bobby Roode versus Miz feud, please.
Alright, so, next we'll do Raw Women's Championship match. Who do you got?
Raw Women's... Asuka versus Paige.
Come on, man.
The reason being, Paige is basically when she was,
she was the best.
She was super over, and her gimmick was Diva of Tomorrow, and yet they keep calling Asuka the Empress of Tomorrow. And also...
So tomorrow comes today.
Also, super over women's wrestlers, super good women's wrestlers. What's the other thing? Oh, yeah, suggestive actions in the ring.
Oh.
the way that both of them play mind games in a very similar way.
Mm-hmm.
Paige is a little bit more bedroom eyes-y than Asuka's is.
Yeah. I have Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. There's been a multi-woman match every year for the Raw Women's Championship or the Women's Championship since the Women's Championship was brought up. First it was Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky. Then it was Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, and Nia. And I think the trend's going to continue with Sasha pinning Bayley.
I think Asuka versus Paige is a big enough match for them to say.
I have Asuka in a different place.
Oh, alright then.
Alright, so let's just move into it. SmackDown Women's Championship.
SmackDown Women's, Carmella versus Becky Lynch. Carmella cashes in the briefcase, holds onto it, and has help from Mr. Ellsworth in a lot of her matches until they ban him from the arena again. They ban him from ringside again, and then Becky Lynch is, again, until Asuka gets called up or Paige comes back, is the most over woman.
Yeah.
Besides Alexa Bliss.
Which is going to be very hard for mine. So this is the way I have it set up. I like your Carmella idea, but Becky Lynch wins the championship at SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. The women's championship at SummerSlam. Carmella cashes in on her very soon afterwards. They feud over it until the Royal Rumble. And at the Royal Rumble, they hold the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, which is won by Asuka. Asuka versus Becky Lynch.
I like
at
that
Mania.
image.
Asuka versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's title.
I like that idea. That is a good idea. Good job.
Intercontinental Championship.
Intercontinental Championship. The inevitable implosion. The Miz versus Curtis Axel versus Bo Dallas.
Yeah, I like that.
Because he has the Miz Taraj now, and that's eventually going to implode. That's just how wrestling works. So it kind of makes sense that they would split up, but I think it would add to the tension and importance to the Intercontinental Championship if you made it a triple threat, all three of them.
You know what would add to the Intercontinental Championship? If it was held by Jeff Hardy again.
That's true.
It's Miz versus Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental Championship at Mania.
Alrighty.
That's fair. United States Championship.
United States title is also probably going to be the main event, which is weird because it's the U.S. title, and also because I have the WWE Championship elsewhere because of storyline reasons. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. title. So that way, the title is an element, but it isn't as much of an element as the WWE Championship would be.
That, and this is a callback to their match for the Intercontinental Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 10.
I didn't intend that. So yeah, I'm sticking with it. U.S. title is AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. You're basically just copy and pasting the New Japan match into a WrestleMania crowd.
For me, I have Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens versus Mike Kanellis. And the way I see that match playing out is Sami and Kevin Owens are so bent on destroying each other, Mike Kanellis can sneak one in.
That's true. That's good. That's a good idea. I like that. And then you can have like an unlikely and uneasy relationship between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. We're like, we got to get rid of this Mike guy so we can continue playing.
You and I, we'll hold this off. Well, let's get him.
And that opens up for like
that triple threat match. If Mike tries to pull some stuff and tries to get them both to turn on each other and like fight each other, and then they both start working on him, I would love to see the double team moves by a former Ring of Honor tag team champions.
Oh my lord.
So the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
SmackDown Tag Team Championships. New Day are going to win it from the Usos. And although it does make sense to have the New Day fight someone serious, you got to have at least one match in there that's in there for the entertainment value alone, and that is the New Day versus Breezango.
That is good.
Imagine the build.
I have the New Day versus American Alpha.
Which is also a good idea.
It's a very good match. And the Raw Tag Team Championship match is nothing to sneeze at either. Go ahead, Raw Tag Team Championships.
Broken Hardys versus the Revival, because I couldn't think of anything else. And I also wanted to work in there that I am semi-officially predicting that by Mania 34 we will have Broken Hardys.
Yeah.
Or will have had Broken Hardys.
So I say it's the Revival, who are the tag champions, defending against a newly called up TM61. You've never heard of them.
No.
They were before you started watching, but they were a tag team in NXT that were somewhat on par with DIY. And they were supposed to feud with the Authors of Pain for the titles.
So
but Shane Thorne got injured.
Ah, okay.
So
and tag team rules, your partner gets, well, unless you're the Hype Bros, your partner gets injured, you don't show up.
So what I foresee is by the time they get back, they do a really quick feud for the tag titles. They cannot beat the Authors of Pain.
Right.
They get sent up to the main roster. They make a run shot off of the Raw Tag Team division. That includes Gallows and Anderson. Sorry, guys. And they earn themselves a Tag Team Championship match against the Revival, who I believe they've never faced before.
That'd be nice.
And they were in NXT at the same time. Cruiserweight Championship.
Cruiserweight, Neville versus Tozawa. I'm thinking Neville might hold it all the way to the next Mania, and Titus Brand will continue to the next Mania,
Well, they're called Titus Worldwide now.
Titus Worldwide. Titus Worldwide will exist until next year's Mania, and Tozawa will. I think Tozawa should win that, just to give to Titus Worldwide just a little bit more credibility and make it like, oh, this is actually a thing that they're sticking with now, because it's something I think they should stick with now.
Mm-hmm. I foresee cruiserweights doing flippy stuff. So I have Neville, who still holds the championship, defending in a Fatal 4-Way ladder match against Cedric Alexander, Austin Aries, and Akira Tozawa. The heels, Neville and Austin Aries, and the faces, Cedric and Akira. On 205 Live, but you didn't see this, Austin Aries flat out said to Jack Gallagher, Tony Nese may have a point in doing some underhanded tactics, and he basically, without saying it to it exactly, I'm turning heel. He said it as close as you can without actually saying I'm going heel. So there's that. So now this is the time for you or I to say any matches
we did go through all the championships.
Yep. Any matches that don't have a championship attached to them. I will say mine first because I have 7.
Alrighty.
So the matches that have stories built up. I have Baron Corbin versus Randy Orton. Because I foresee within a WWE Championship match with the current WWE
We didn't talk
champion.
about the WWE Championship.
I said the WWE and Universal Championship we'll put to the side for now.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
But in a triple threat match with the WWE Champion, I could see Baron Corbin after he cashed it in, holding the championship, fighting Randy Orton, who he cashed it in on, because I see him winning back from Jinder, and the current WWE Champion, and those two, and Baron and Randy feuding for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I see Baron Corbin versus Randy Orton. I see Braun Strowman versus Samoa Joe in a Battle of the Monsters. And I could foresee...
That's a ring-breaking moment.
Yep. I foresee them fighting, and maybe whoever wins gets a title shot at Payback.
Ooh.
Then, Broken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. It's gotta happen.
It's gotta happen.
It's got to.
It will be a garbage match, but it's gotta happen.
Yeah, it's gotta happen at some point. Seth Rollins versus Kurt Angle.
Ooh, that's good.
Imagine the spots that they're going to have.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
Seth Rollins versus
Seth Rollins Kenny Omega finisher into an ankle lock would be too easy.
Yes, that'd be great. It writes itself.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Of course.
I want that.
If not at WrestleMania, then
the
it's gonna
takeover
happen.
that's attached to Mania.
Yeah.
Then, my final one is the Beast versus the Demon, Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor, and this is what I foresee. Brock Lesnar and Finn Balor fight. The ending sees the club come out.
Ooh.
And as Brock Lesnar's ready to fight them all, Heyman slides a chair into him.
Ooh. Paul Heyman for Bullet Club.
Paul Heyman will be the voice piece, even though they don't really need it.
No, they don't.
Paul Heyman will be the advocate. You have almost a bit of a dangerous alliance going on.
That's a terrifying alliance.
With Balor.
Particularly if AJ turns heel.
Gallows and Anderson.
And Paul Heyman as a mouthpiece. Ooh. I like it. One of our hot topics, of course, has to be just who all would be in Balor Club if Bullet Club came to WWE.
Yes.
Besides Finn Balor and the Gallows and Anderson.
If you watch
who else?
our Kenny Omega and WWE video, you could see that I have Balor Club with AJ Styles fighting off against Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, and the Young Bucks when Kenny Omega eventually would get to WWE.
That sounds fun.
You can see more about that whole booking scenario in the video, which I'll put in the description. And that is all of my non-championship matches.
I have one non-championship match that isn't the Battle Royal, and that is the one that they're building to. Kurt Angle versus Triple H.
Yeah, you got the boring round that just...
Well, I had to have something in here that wasn't a dream match.
It is a dream... Well, fair.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't my dream match.
Alright, so let's go. Which do you think will end the show for you? WWE Championship? No, you said the United States Championship.
Yeah, because...
So which would go right before that? WWE or Universal? Whichever one it is, say the other one.
Oh, say the other one? So, third match of the night would be Cena versus Corbin for the WWE Championship. The reason I say this is because either Baron cashes it in and manages to hold on to it until Mania, or Baron cashes in, holds on to it for a little while, Cena beats him for it, which, yeah, beats Ric Flair's record, whatever. Cena holds it until Mania, and they feud that entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And also because I couldn't think for the life of me of who I didn't have in a match.
And now you read this and see why.
Yeah. And then... you go.
Well, you can say the other one.
Oh. Second match of the night, which is the Universal Championship.
The second to the end.
Second. So, second to last match would be Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor. The reason being, they've pushed Reigns Lesnar up to SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
So Reigns wins the Universal Championship. Boo, whatever. Holds it until Mania. Again, boo, whatever. And you tell the story of Finn Balor finally getting back his title. I think WWE would know that Reigns is not the face going into that. I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, so my Universal Championship match, which will go on third to last, because I want, in between these two championship matches, I want the two matches. I want Seth Rollins and Kurt Angle. And I also want Becky Lynch and Asuka in between. So I have Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against John Cena.
Oh yeah, he's a free agent now. I forgot about that. Probably should have factored that into my scenarios.
Yeah.
Would have been
and it's because the main reason I say that is because A, that would be more enjoyable than Brock Roman 2, which apparently Brock versus Roman Reigns is potential for SummerSlam, and if that happens, the new plan is Roman Cena. And then the main event, which is the same main event for years except for the WWE title, AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Basically, every single wrestling fan is in agreement that Shinsuke AJ needs to main event a pay-per-view, preferably next year's WrestleMania.
And if that's the case, I would want them, and this is a bit of a stretch considering how fast WWE books stuff, I want to see them go 40 minutes to 50 minutes. At least. Maybe close to an hour, but not a whole hour. And I want to see them just bring everything they have, similar to their match at Wrestle Kingdom. So that would be my main event, and that's your main event.
We just have it for different titles because I think they could tell it pretty decent.
So of these matches, which ones would be 5 stars, if any? So
AJ Shinsuke.
Yeah, so let's put that there. I'm gonna put 5 stars next to mine. And I think the Seth Rollins Kurt Angle would go really freaking close, if not 5 stars. Which ones have 5-star potential?
Asuka
Ciampa,
Paige, maybe.
Maybe.
Asuka Paige, probably. At the very least, 4.5.
Gargano Ciampa. For mine. I don't think we've ever had a Brock Lesnar 5-star match.
And I don't think we will.
Could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I really only have those two that could... Reigns might get some together, but I don't think it'd be 5 stars. I think it'd be 4.
Brock Lesnar 5. 5-star matches. Oh man, he's made a list of every Brock Lesnar match.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten dangerously close.
Kurt Angle's good, but
I forgot about that.
What?
So that put 4.5 stars.
What did?
Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at Extreme Rules. Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk did a 4.5. I'm not surprised there. 4.75 with Brock Lesnar, Cena, and Rollins. Yeah, I know. I noticed that. Brock's putting on some good stuff on the Wrestling Observer.
I'm thinking that Kurt Angle versus Triple H would at the very most get 3 stars. At the very most. Because although Kurt Angle is good, you do have Triple H in there. He's a good businessman and he's okay wrestler. As for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, how many stars have those been getting?
The Andre the Giant Battle Royal? I have no idea. I'll figure it out. Alright, so let's see here. I'm assuming his match with Kurt Angle will get really close.
That'd be 3 stars. The Battle Royal would be 3 stars. Drew McIntyre wins. Still 3 stars. Neville versus Sasawa. I'm going to give it 4, but that's being generous.
Oh, so I know one of our topics for next week. Underrated Meltzer matches. Matches that we think should have gotten 5 stars, but didn't.
Carmella versus Becky Lynch. 2 or 3.
Alright. So that's going to do it for this week's Wrestle-MaGiC Hot Topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up button if you've been enjoying this. Let us know what topics you might want us to cover. We talk about wrestling on the daily pretty much. So just let us know what you want us to talk about, and we'll have a debate about it. Any questions you have, put us in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.